When should I start investing if I'm trying to pay down debt? Or should I even invest if I'm trying to pay off my debt right now? It's usually not a yes or no answer. It's not as simple as that. But it's a very personal choice that each person must decide what is right for themselves. In this video, I'm going to weigh in on this very common question. It's a question I get a lot here on the channel. And at the end of the video, hopefully you'll have some more clarity as to how you should approach this for yourself, whether you should invest some and not invest at all, or just pay down your debts. Because this is the type of thing where not one size fits all. It just doesn't work that way. My name is Mike the CPA. Welcome back to Money and Life TV, the channel where people come to learn about finances, investing, taxes, and more. I want to personally thank you for being here with me today. I know it takes time out of your day to watch these videos, but if you want to support the channel, you can do so by dropping a like or by leaving a comment below. I'm going to tailor this video more towards those who are looking to invest while paying down debt and give you some reasons to do so, or why that might make sense. I'll go over a few ways to go about that process, but I'm also going to cover some reasons when you shouldn't invest at all, depending upon your situation, which we're going to cover here in just a second. Now, the benefits of paying off your debt are fairly straightforward, but let's go over them real quickly, just so we know what they are. The first benefit is peace of mind, which is you just have less stress because you no longer have these debts on your shoulders. They're no longer weighing over you emotionally. Obviously, if you pay off your debt, you're going to have increased monthly cash flow. Third, if you have no debt, you're going to have more control over your finances. And fourth, when you pay off your debts, it's usually going to improve your credit score because they're going to see you being responsible with debt and you're able to pay them back quickly and timely. And often they're going to boost your score and offer you more credit. Now, those are some of the main reasons to pay off your debt. Now, all those reasons sound pretty good, right? I mean, none of those sound bad. So we better have a pretty good reason for wanting to invest while still being in debt.
Should everyone be investing while paying down debt?
Absolutely not, Chipper. In fact, I'm glad you asked because I think we should start there first. Okay, guys, listen carefully. If any of the things I'm about to say describe you, then I would advise you not to invest at this point in time. Hold off and invest at a different point in time. Number one, if you were to invest, it would cause you to go further into debt every month. Number two, you cannot afford a $1,000 emergency without taking on more debt. Number three, you are about to make a large purchase that would put you even further into debt. Number four, you have loans or credit cards with interest rates in excess of 6 or 7%. Number five, you do not consider yourself a disciplined person, whereby you have trouble controlling your spending or have difficulty sticking to a plan. If you survived the list above, congratulations! I think you can consider doing some investing at this point, but if you fell prey to any of the situations we just mentioned, then just hold off for now.
Okay, Mike, let's say I'm ready to start investing. I have my credit cards paid off, but I still have some school loans with a 4% interest rate, and I still have a car loan with a 3.5% interest rate. Where should I start if I want to invest?
Now, there are a lot of different options here available to you. Some will say, well, you should definitely just start contributing to your 401k. Others will say, no, don't do the 401k route. Put your money in a Roth IRA. And others will say, well, no, put your money in a taxable standard brokerage account. There's a lot of options, a lot of choices. So where do we begin? I think the right answer, the way to find the answer for you, is to really think about what are your plans. And that's where it gets really specific and unique to your situation, is what are your long-term plans with this money? So let's start there. Let's say you want to start investing and you do not plan at all to touch this money until you're age 59 and a half, which is when you can withdraw money from a retirement account out without incurring any penalties. There are a few exceptions when you can take money out of a retirement account, whether it be a 401k or a Roth IRA, without incurring penalties, but I'm gonna park those for a whole different video. So let's say now that you're a person, you're ready to invest at least maybe a few $100 every month. Let's say at the end of every month, you have $1,000 of free cash flow after your paycheck that doesn't have to go towards your normal expenses. And you can use this extra money, this extra $1,000, to either pay your debts or you can use it to invest. So in this example, let's just keep it simple. Let's say we continue to put 80% of our money, our extra money, towards our debts to pay it off sooner. So would be $800 a month in this case. Now, the other 20%, or the $200, that's the amount we want to start investing. So that's the simple math. I would encourage you, if you're trying to pay down your debts, I would probably either do an 80-20 kind of ratio or even a 70-30 kind of ratio, 75-25, something like that, because you want to make sure you keep paying down your debts timely, and because you can always invest more over time, but it's nice having, from my experience, it's nice getting those debts out of the way, and just by continually attacking them, they're going to go away sooner rather than later. Let's say we have $200 to our disposal now. That's the amount we're going to, of our $1,000 that we're going to actually just invest every month instead of it going towards our debts. Well, then I would really encourage you to look at either a 401k or a Roth IRA. How do you know which one to pick? Well, first of all, if you're going towards the 401k route, if your employer will match that, then I would highly consider looking at that first, because you're really getting, if you put in $1 and your employer will then put in another $1, well then right away you're getting 100% return on your money. So that's a pretty nice trade-off, and that's hard to beat. So to the extent that your employer will match your contributions to your 401k, then I would probably start investing there. Now, if you're part of a company or they have a 401k plan where they don't match, then I wouldn't worry about that then. I would then come over to the Roth IRA, which I love the Roth IRA, by the way, and I try to max mine out every single year, because the money that you put in a Roth, remember, it gets taxed first, but once it goes into the account, after that it's going to grow tax-free, and then later on come out tax-free, which is really nice. Plus, with the Roth IRA, you're going to have more control over which investments you want to select for your portfolio versus the 401k, where you're very limited to the options you have at hand. You're usually limited to mutual funds, and if you're lucky, maybe a few ETFs as well. Now, to me personally, if you're not getting the match from your 401k, then I do think the Roth IRA is superior to the 401k plan, if you were to ask me.
Okay, Mike, let's mix things up a bit. Let's say I want to start investing, but what if I think I'm going to need the money maybe in 5 years from now, maybe in less than 10 years? Because I'm saving up to purchase a home, for example. Then what do I do? All
right, Chipper, I think I get where you're coming from. So it sounds like Chipper wants to, in this example, he wants to save for a home faster by investing, because he thinks he can grow his money quicker with investments rather than sticking his money in just a savings account. If you're in this kind of situation and you want to have access to this money anytime, then I would probably just recommend getting a standard taxable brokerage account set up for yourself. That way, you can still invest, you can do all the investing, you can select whatever investments you want, but the nice part is because it's not a retirement account, which means it's a non-qualified account, you can take the money out anytime. You don't have to worry about early withdrawal penalties whatsoever. Now, if you have gains, you might be hit with some taxes, but at least you're avoiding 10% early withdrawal penalties within a standard taxable brokerage account. You could do a Roth if you wanted to, because you can actually, that's another alternative you can implement, because to an extent you can take, if you're a first-time home buyer, you can take out the contribution portion to your Roth later on and use it to help you purchase your first home. So you could still go with a Roth IRA if you want to, especially if you're saving for a home. But there's more limitations with that. So that if you want full access to that money anytime, then I would recommend a standard taxable brokerage account. And because maybe down the line, maybe as you're building up your investment account, maybe you decide, well, maybe I'm not ready to purchase a home right now, but hey, I have all this liquid money sitting here within investments. If I sell these investments off, guess what? I can pay off all of my debts. I no longer will have student loans. I won't have a car payment anymore. You might decide that is something you want to do as well. So that's another reason to lean towards just a standard account versus a retirement type of plan. Each type of investment account has very distinct and unique rules. So if you want to learn what those rules are in great detail, I recommend watching this video. I'll link it. I'll put a card up in the top right corner that you can click on if you want to watch it. And I'll also list this down below in the description section of the video. You'll find a link to it there. Now, there are numerous reasons to be investing. And so let's talk about those reasons now. First of all, we've heard the magic of compounding interest. That's number one. How your money can work for you and grow for you by just consistently putting money in and growing your account over time. The second reason is you might not want to miss out on the market potential. Now, I'm filming this in August of 2019. We could be coming close to a recession at the time you're watching this. People are expecting a recession to hit us within the next year or so, between 2020, 2022. So just invest cautiously, but just know that investments do come with risk. There's no guarantee that your your assets will appreciate in value. So you always have to weigh the risk factors there. Besides the risk, you might know or have observed there's great potential for future gain, which you might want to participate in and not just sit out on the sideline. Third of all, and I think this is one of the most important reasons to start considering investing, even when you do have some debt, is because it's going to accelerate the learning process of you learning to become a better investor. Now, if I could turn back the clock and start over again, I really wish I would have invested sooner. And the way I went about this is my wife and I, we paid off all of our debts first before we started investing heavily. But I really wish I had gotten more active or more involved in the market before then. But we paid off our credit cards, we paid off our cars, and we paid off my little amount of student loans at the time before we started investing. So the only debt we have currently is our mortgage, and that's it. We don't have any other debts, and we pay everything else going forward. Even the last car we bought, we paid cash. We're paying cash for everything going forward, and we're going to make sure we don't incur any more debts. But the beauty of getting started sooner is you're going to start learning sooner. And you know, even if you start investing, and let's just say you're doing $200 a month, at least you're going to start learning how the stock market works, what investment options are available to you. You're going to get over that initial hurdle of getting started, getting over that fear of getting started and getting involved in the market. And it's, you know, honestly, if you fail, if you lose some money in the process, that's totally okay. You're like, what? Why is that okay? Well, because if I would rather have you fail now, early on in life, then try to get involved later on when you're investing a lot more money and then failing at that point. I'd rather have you make mistakes with small amounts of money rather than large amounts of money when you're closer to retirement. Learn here, not here. That's my recommendation for you. And so there's so much value to starting early and becoming a better investor. And you're going to learn how to exercise better judgment the sooner you get started. Because the better judgment's going to come with experience. And the more experiences you have beforehand, the better judgments you're going to be able to employ on your future investments. And so not only will you be able to reduce your risk of loss, but you also be able to, you know, become more profitable as an investor and learn more strategies along the way. So I just wanted to really put that out there, is there's a huge amount of value to learning, because learning takes years to master something. And I really do think the sooner you get started, the better if you can, if it financially makes sense for you to do so right now. Now, there's one word of caution, though, before you go off gun-ho and ready to invest, is here's what I want you to do. I either want you to do this, or I want you to stay out of it completely for now. And if you're going to do this, if you're going to be that person who has that extra $200 a month that they're going to put towards investments, then I want you to be the person who does it consistently. I want to see you investing almost every month or at least every quarter. Because if you're not going to do this consistently, I don't think it's going to be worth it for you. Because like anything else in life, the more you do it, the better you're going to get. But think of golf, for example. Now, I enjoy playing golf, but I only play a few times a year. I'm not consistent. So I have no expectation of ever becoming good at golf. And you should not, as an investor, unless you're going to do it consistently and stay on top of it every month or every quarter, then I would advise you not to do it at this point. Pay down your debts. But when you're ready to come back and you're ready to be consistent, then go ahead and do it. Because by being consistent, that's when magic is going to happen. You're gonna see trends. You're gonna get more efficient at your investment analysis. You're gonna learn this stuff much sooner rather than later. And it's going to be a great benefit for you. But if you're gonna, you know, run it half-ass, then I don't know if it's really worth it. If you're gonna do it, I want you to commit to doing it and do it well and do it the right way. And that's when it will truly benefit you. Now, at the end of the day, whether or not you decide to, if you want to invest a little bit every month while paying off your debts, or whether just to completely focus on paying off your debts right now, the choice is totally up to you. I'm not going to knock you either way. It's totally it's your life, it's your finances, it's your money, right? But either way, at least you're making moves in the right direction financially. So either way, you're going to win. It's just deciding how you want to go about the process and whether learning and investing now is important to you, or if you just want to deal with it later on in life. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, that is all the information Chipper and I have for you today. If you enjoyed today's video, make sure you drop a like. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on this, on whether you think it makes more sense to pay off debt or to invest, Or what are your thoughts on the matter? I would love to hear what you have to say down in the comments below, and that's where I'll see you. And if you're new to the channel, welcome! Here on Money and Life TV, we produce new videos every week to help you become fiscally fit. And we do that by teaching finances, investing, taxes, and more on a regular basis. Usually upload a new video every Sunday, so be sure to hit the red subscribe button down below and that bell notification icon so you'll be notified whenever we release a new video. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out with me. It does mean a lot. I'll see you in the comments. Have a great week and live life uncaged. Bye, guys. Peace.